why would we expect them to forsake their mating strategy, which is to spread their seed?
But then,
so isn't that kind of an unfair deal for men?
So then, then why would you stay with that person and cheat if the woman's not giving you the youth and whatever? Why keep her there and cheat on her when you can just leave and be with the youth that you want? That's my thing. Like, I don't understand.
You could, but I'm saying, well, is it fair that women expect it over a certain age? That's the question. Because you give your best years to someone else.
So she's talking about going into a new relationship.
Yeah, I know, but if you go into a new relationship and say this is the car and the car has been used for the last 15 years.
We don't have expired date, honestly speaking. Like, who said that we gave our best to someone else? I don't even know my maximum or my best. Probably I never done to no one my best because I don't know. I loved someone before. I don't know if I get the maximum I can. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to find tomorrow a man I'm going to give actually the best of myself. Who said that I already gave to someone else?
It's about what they think's the best. It's not about you because you're not the one buying. So the guys
think is the best.
Men, yes, what they think is the best. Men from the ages of 20 to 80 all think that girls are the most attractive around 22 to 24.
Okay, but like this is a man that cannot stand on his own. Like honestly, because if you honestly think that
he can't stand on his own.
Yeah, because like they actually mind about what other people think. Because if you're telling me that after like
you're shaming men for their standards. That's shame. It's shame, insult, guilt need to be right.
No, that's just my point of view. I'm saying that I don't have an expired date. That doesn't mean that after, because I had 6-year relationship, I gave my best to someone. No, like if a man think this, it means that he's not that confident to like get my best. Because if you are a proper man, you're gonna get my best.
But see, that's shame. If you're saying like,
I'm not shaming. No. I just don't want it.
I'll tell you why. Because you're saying if you're a real man, if you're a proper man, then you would think like me. But that's shaming men for what they want.
It doesn't have to think like me. I just don't want a man that think in this way. Just give me alone. Do you know what I mean? I want a man that it comes with confidence. Say I'm gonna get the best of you. Point. Like I'm not aspiring like just because I'm 30 or. Yeah.
Do you think you determine what the best years are, or do you think they determine what the best years are?
I think we pick each other. We should actually pick the best for us. Me and the man also.
Okay. What do you think?
I think it depends on the situation. It depends on your ages, where you're at in your life. Obviously, men prefer younger women. So, what age ranges are we saying are their best years?
I mean, it's different for. I didn't say an age. Yeah. So you could say 40, you could say 45, you could say 35, you could say 30. That's I don't tell the men what to think.
So if they're 40 or they're 45, on average, men prefer younger women and women prefer older men. So I'm guessing the man is older. So why wouldn't she expect monogamy? Like, is he going to go younger than the 40?
I'm saying, isn't that a unfair deal for men because he's not getting the things that men value?
It depends on the age. So say you're 50 and you're going out with a 40-year-old. Like, what more do you want, bro? Like, do you know what I mean?
Wants a 35-year-old.
Yeah.
You should have went for a 30-year-old. So why did you go for the 40? That's the point.
That's why I said it depends on the age.
But the question, so the reason I asked this is because I think a lot of women would have better results if they took that off the table. But they think they're a higher value than they are because they're selling the same price they had at 22 that they are asking for at 35, 45, even though they're on sale, they're on discount. Because you're not as sorry.
Now you're degrading women, saying women their value is they're getting less value as they get older.
In the sexual
when
marketplace,
you're getting more wise and more wisdom and all that sort of an experience. You're everything. You're evolving and becoming a better woman.
Because
you're telling men what to think.
I'm not telling. No. I'm saying in this room. I'm talking about now.
She can't even say it with a straight face.
No. I'm saying that
you're saying value me for my experience, but like they don't want that. They don't care.
You just said that your value is dropping as
in the
you're
sexual
getting older.
Marketplace. Yes.
Well, sex isn't all that you bring as a woman. You bring more things to you bring more things than just sex. If it's just sex, then go have sex.
Do you want to marry someone you can't have sex with?
No.
Do you want to marry someone you can't have sex with? Do you want to marry someone?
Hell no. Sex is a big part.
It starts with sex.
Sex is a big part of it.
For women, not for men. Okay. Like, how big is sex to you in a relationship?
Well, it will keep me in a relationship.
No, honestly, like one question, may I? Do you best sex with like 18, 20 years old girl or with a 30, 35, 40 women.
I don't really tend to rate sex like that. When I go into sex,
No, because we're saying that we're dropping by age. So
No,
I'm just asking from your point of view. Just, I'm not saying to, just...
What she's saying is about men as a collective.
Yeah, that's what I'm
And
asking.
what she's saying is correct.
Speaking to the mic, my bro.
Yeah, and what she is saying is correct, because when women get to a certain age, men do see them as less valuable.
Yeah, why? I'm asking why. Because they had
like
sex.
I said, youth purity. You automatically see a younger girl. She looks younger. She looks more attractive. You hope that she's has less mileage than an older woman. So naturally, your first thought is, I'm dealing with someone who hasn't been run through, who doesn't have a higher mileage.
Her face moves. There's no like Botox foreheads.
Right.
So all of this now, is it about going into new relationships? That's the point I'm trying to get to.
Yes.
Is that what we're talking about?
So the point is, okay, if you're coming to a guy over a certain age, is it fair to expect monogamy when you gave your best years to someone else? Is that a fair deal? Is that a fair deal for men to be monogamous to you when some other guy got your best years?
It's unfair to assume that a woman's given all her best years to someone else.
Exactly.
That's my answer.
But you're telling men what to value.
No, I'm not telling men. I'm saying it's unfair to assume that a woman has given her best to someone else.
Okay, so but that's like going up to guys and they're saying, hey, I like 22-year-olds, maybe 27, 22 to 27. That's what I think's the best. And then you're going up to guys and saying, well, that's not my best years. I think my best years are 30. When they're like, not really.
When you say best, what do you mean?
The
exactly?
most valuable. The most valuable.
But valuable in what way?
In the market wants it the most.
Okay, so are you talking about bearing children or
bearing children? The way you
looking younger,
bearing children, the way you look, less bodies.
Everything.
But if
everything.
someone is 40 and she's had less bodies than a 20-year-old and she looks younger than the 20-year-old, who's more valuable then?
Again,
because you're looking for an extreme extent.
No,
show me 140. Show me 140. Show me 140-year-old that looks younger than a 20-year-old.
I'm 35.
Yeah,
I look
she
younger
doesn't
than
look
my niece.
35.
You don't look
honestly
20.
speaking,
You don't look 20.
Honestly,
I
come
never
on
said
now.
20.
Yeah.
I'd
give you 30, but like 20. No.
Okay, that's from you.
One mic.
Okay.
But I'm saying, in general, people don't believe me when I say my age. So if a woman like myself who doesn't look her age, whose body count is lower than a younger person who's been run through, as you're saying, would that mean that I'm less valuable or more valuable than a younger girl who looks older than me and has had more bodies?
In the marketplace, you would fall into an exception. You would find that men are extremely surprised, potentially to the point they probably may not believe you. But if we're talking about a collective, most women will tell you that from 18 to 25, they got the most attention from men. And after those years, it dwindled. And that is the point she's making. What she's making is, when you get to a certain age, you become less desirable.
I can't relate.
Because you're not a man.
You wouldn't relate because you're not. Yeah, because you're not.
But you are the exception, and that's why it's blowing your mind.
Well, but even at 30, but even at 35, 90% of your eggs are gone by 30. So if
I
a guy,
don't care.
but no,
why does that matter?
I don't.
Well, it does
Because we
Why
want
does
to
it come down to your
we want to
age?
bear
So
children. We
One
want a
mic,
legacy.
one mic.
Because okay.
No, but
I was talking and you interrupted me. I
Okay,
said
carry on.
90% of your eggs are gone by 30. So if a guy's looking for a wife, he wants someone that can give him kids. So you're less valuable because you are less likely to give him kids, and you are more likely to lie about your body count. So you could say, oh, I have a low body count, but the guy's not going to believe you. He's like, 35, you've been in the streets for 15 years? Yeah, okay.
Well, I don't see the sense in lying, but I'm speaking like I said, I'm the exception or whatever. My eggs dwindling after 30, I think that's really awful to say that a woman's value is less because her eggs.
I said in the sexual marketplace.
Okay, well, in the sexual marketplace, a woman's value is less because her eggs, whatever, because someone could be 18 or could be diagnosed with an illness and they can't have kids ever. Or there's probably women that don't even want to have children and they're living their best life.
Okay, but when you're arguing the extremes, that means because you don't have a good argument, because that's not the rule. And you know,
I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just saying it's a bit odd to put.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Auntie.
can I just say that? I don't know why women just don't get it. Because
is it women or me? Could just say me.
No.
I actually agree with you.
You're not the only. If I want to say you, I'd say you. But I'm just saying women as in general, because
It is because
at
no,
35, right, you can be looking good at 35, and you can get with a man at 35, and say you're gonna get with this man, you're gonna have a 5-year relationship with him, and then start having kids. Think about you're 35, you're gonna start having kids at 40. It's not gonna be the same as somebody who is 20 being with that man for 5 years and having children. It doesn't matter how good you look. It doesn't matter about your body, because you can't beat biology. That's what's going to happen.
No, but see, this again, like what you're saying, Auntie, is a great point. It's like women don't get it, and the facts are, it's like women can come out and say, I want someone who's 6 foot plus tall, that drives a nice German car, that makes X amount of money,